1, 2, 3, 4. All
right, welcome back to the second episode of Carolina Country Music Month here on Country and Cold Cans. I'm Logan, sitting here with Trucker Andy and Kyle. Be sure to give us 5 stars, great review on Spotify and Apple Podcast. And any questions, any comments, anything you just want to tell us, hit us at the link in the description of this pod that says click here to leave us a voicemail. Love to hear from you. Check out the website, countryandcoldcans.com, for blog content and merch. This episode is brought to you by Parlay Play. If you like daily fantasy sports like I do, like some of the boys do, we like to play the pitcher strikeouts, like I like to say, the over-under. You pick 2, and it's in a parlay thing. So Parlay Play, you get to do it there. Use our code COLDCANSPICK'em, COLDCANSPICKEM, for up to $100, 100% match of your funds. It's free money. No reason not to do it. So that's Parlay Play with put in the code COLDCANSPICK'em. All right, fellas, Carolina Country Music Month. It's episode 2 of that. We're going to be talking about some Mikele. Yes, Kyle.
I would like to interject real quick because Andy talked about it all before we recorded, and he was too scared to bring it up. So I'll take all the heat. Let's discuss the bald-headed Morgan Wallen.
So is he bald?
He shaved
it. It looked bald. Yeah, shaved it.
I mean, he's probably got a buzz at least. And let's face it, we just talked about Oliver Anthony. As Andy said, I've seen just as much about Morgan Wallen's haircut as I have Oliver Anthony.
See, I haven't. I've seen a couple things about Morgan Wallen, but I haven't seen as much.
It made WRL this morning at work when I was watching it.
What?
It was on WRL. Morgan Wallen has shaved his head. So, hardest hit, college girls. Sorry. They were big fans of the mullet. It was making a comeback.
They're crying tears into their Stanley Cups.
This is true. To be determined if Hardy follows suit, but I'll take the flack since Andy was too scared to bring it up in the show. Andy, I know you have commentary. Please elaborate.
I was about to grow when Morgan Wallen was becoming popular. I was like, I'm gonna grow a mullet, and I remember Rebecca White told me it's not going to work for you like it does for Morgan, and I was like, I don't want it for that reason. I want it for the white trash part.
Well, you certainly could fill that part in, yes. I can't grow a mullet. I'm slightly jealous of you two. Even though you two technically don't grow mullets, your hair is very straight and it grows very long.
Mullet you have to cut it into.
Yes.
You have to cut the top.
Yes,
and you have to cut the sides and then leave it long in the back.
Yes, mine won't grow long. It just becomes
you get an
as hell. Yes, mine just gets thick and thick and thick, and it won't grow much lower than my ears. So as my hair gets long, it just gets longer and longer and curly, and it just starts to curl out the longer. But you two, you can fake it into a mullet
if you let it grow long enough. Because mine do the same thing. It's got to get heavy enough that it drops.
Mine has never dropped. I had very long hair in my teenage years, in my emo era of late middle school, early high school. Very long hair, long as hell, curly. In the shower when it's wet, it could get down to my shoulders. As soon as it dries, it's the old baseball cap flip out. It's just how it works. It's just wavy and long. I can't do it. I'm jealous.
Kyle can't be white trash.
I can't, I'm
biologically incapable.
Yeah, I'm at best suburban white trash.
There'll never be a Kyle Dirt.
I can't be Joe Dirt. I can't get Trailer Park white trash. I mean, at best, I'm the dude off Trailer Park Boys. Always has a cup in his hand. That's about as close as I can get to a mullet. That's with a lot of moose.
Anyways, we got some new music coming out. As we talked about, it may have been 2 episodes ago now. We have Zach Bryan, Turnpike Troubadours, on September 25th. I think we also have Morgan Wade on September 25th. So that's a busy day.
Isn't it August?
No, August 25th. You were correct. It's coming up here in a couple weeks. I meant August. Good catch.
10 days.
So, yeah, all 3 of those coming up soon. Bradley Green just recently announced.
Don't duck man himself. Yes. I want to credit the podcast. Please, buffering. Please fill in. for the podcast that he was on.
I saw it from Riley himself on Instagram.
The Bobby
Bones.
Yeah, Bobby Bonecheck. He said October, quickly walked it back to said fall. So
Okay.
to be
So there's
determined.
no set date, but it's in the works.
Yeah, Bobby Bone asked him release an album this fall. He said, yeah, October. And he was like, oh, October. And he was like, we'll call it fall. So
I know we got Tyler
Yeah.
Childers coming up. Charles Wesley Godwin's got a new project coming up because he's released a sampler, Kyle's favorite thing in the music business, of releasing a handful of songs ahead of the record. I listened to one of those so far. I plan on getting into the other 3 of the 4 this week, but all again, very good song.
Is it called a single with 4 songs on it?
No, this one's called an EP. That's a sampler in parentheses, but all again's a good song. I recommend that one from Charles Wesley Godwin. I know I'm missing some people, but those are some of the Wyatt Flores new record coming out. Oh, by the way, Andy, I meant to send it to you. I'll send it to you when we get done recording. He has a brand new the video on YouTube.
Nope, I didn't see that.
Okay, so he has a new song.
Coming to North Carolina in November.
Is he? Where's he playing?
Charlotte.
Because he's playing this month at the Lincoln Theater in Raleigh, and it's sold out before I could get tickets, which sucks because I really wanted to go to that. But Wyatt Flores put out a new song that he did acoustically in a field with 2 other dudes. I think one of the guys may have been playing with him that he wrote it with, but listen to it. It's a good song. I'll send it to you guys when we get done here. But yeah, we got some new stuff coming this year. It's going to be a busy back end of the year for new music. It's going to, and then of course, the big ones are, like I said, I'm repeating myself now, but Zach Bryan, Turnpike are the 2 that I'm probably looking forward to the most. That's coming 10 days. But all right, like we said, Carolina Country Music Month, episode 2 of this. We're highlighting artists, specifically independent artists from our home state. Last episode we did Corey Hunt and the Wise, and we talked about his EP. This week we're going to talk about a little bit about Mikele Buck, and we're going to each list our 5 favorite songs from Mikele Buck. It's an artist that we all 3 have known for a while, but we know him from different reasons. I know that Kyle, I'll let you, because I think he used to play where you went to school a lot, but Andy and I first heard him when he opened for Parker McCollum, and Andy, what was it, 2017 or 18, maybe 19, somewhere in there.
Is that how we heard about him?
I want to say it was.
I think I saw him at Pantana Bob's or PB's and probably 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
I was a senior. He played a lot of. He played a lot of covers at that time. Didn't have quite the music discography that he has now, but he was very good. And we also saw him at our hometown.
Yeah, Weldon Mills.
Yeah, that's right.
That was the weekend before our buddy got married.
That's right.
We saw him there.
Carter was being safe, rocking the mask during COVID. The only one in there rocking the only one in there rocking the mask, but he was being safe.
Because Halifax County, North Carolina, was never really a bastion for mask wearing, even during 2020.
Yeah, they kind of said, "Screw that, none."
Yeah, it was never really a thing there.
Yeah, wing it, baby.
Yeah, but we saw him open for Parker McCollum at City Limit Saloon to like 400 people before Parker even got as big as he is now. And then the cool thing was, like, Andy and I talked to him out after in between his set ending and Parker going on. We got to talk to Mikele Buck for like 25, 30 minutes. Like, really cool.
It was after the show.
Was it after the show?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
But he's a really cool dude. Like, took time to talk to us, hung out with us for a little while. Had a beer together.
Yeah, he talked to you, or you talked to him
at the Weldon show.
Yeah, you're a lot more social butterfly than I am, but yeah, he talked to you for quite a few minutes.
Yeah, really nice guy. He's always taking the time to talk to people if they go up to him like that. But I really like Mikele Buck because now I will say he's from Eastern North Carolina now, but he's originally, as he likes to say, by way of West by God, Virginia. So he is a North Carolina transplant, but he's been here for a while, and he's very much entrenched in the North Carolina music scene. But I've always really liked Mikele Buck because Kyle, maybe this is kind of your take on it too. He has a very 90s influenced neo-traditional kind of sound in a lot of ways. It reminds me of that era of music in a lot of ways, where Corey Hunt him and Corey Hunt are not that different sonically, but his probably leans a little bit more fiddle and steel country, whereas like George Strait influenced, where Corey Hunt definitely seems more Texas country influenced. Yep. Like the Texas music scene, because I know George Strait's from Texas before I have all the Texas people yelling at me. But it's just those were the kind of like, because I know they've played shows together and everything, and he's recorded a song that I'm sure will come up when we list our favorite songs that Corey Hunt had a hand in writing. But I really dig that kind of sound, and that's something that really early on drew me to Mikele Buck's music.
Yeah, he tickles that itch for me. Of that 90s era country that Andy hates.
Yeah.
But how do you explain why you like him?
He's also got quite a few rocky sounding songs too. And I don't hear the 90s part a whole lot.
I don't know how you do.
It reminds me of Texas scene quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, but of the part of the Texas scene I would say he's most similar to is probably Randall King, and that's not really what I think of with like the Randy Rogers sound. It's more neo-traditional.
Yep. Randall King, one of my 2022 albums of the year. Just tickles that itch that I love.
But
our list might be vastly different.
It could be.
That would be a good thing if it is.
Yeah. Because Andy hates country music.
I definitely would like to go see Mikele Buck again. So I'm gonna have to look up his tour dates, because it's been a few years since me and Andy have seen some of the North Carolina guys in concert. There was the first like year and a half of this show, we really went to a handful of shows to see these guys more than we have recently. I think COVID kind of put everything on hold for a while for everybody touring, but I'd like to get back into that, because I definitely like some Mikele Buck. I know that like he was on The Voice at one point, and then he's kind of done his own thing since that experience. But definitely up my alley on the kind of country that I started off listening to, and I really really like. So without further ado, let's get into our top five. We'll start at 5 and then go round table 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on our favorite Mikele Buck band songs. Andy, I'll let you go first at number 5.
At number 5, I have Blackberry Wine, typical song I typically wouldn't like, but this came out in 2018. I'm pretty sure that's when I was listening to it. The line, tan like Jim Beam, which was my favorite thing in the world at the time, thick like ice cream. It's like, this guy's speaking my language.
Tan like Jim Beam, thick like ice cream. I like that.
Very rocky sound, like sold.
Kyle.
I'm probably. This is tough.
Remember, it's not a draft, so whatever you want, you can pick.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna go with "Low on Gas."
It's a good song.
Yeah, it's just reminds you of those late high school years, early college years, trying to get away from your parents. It's good. It's a good nostalgia song.
Yeah, that was one we covered on the podcast, I think, when it was released as a single.
Yeah, that's about a year ago.
Number 5 for me is Easy Go from the Hillbilly Love Stories Volume 1. This one's obviously has a heavy George Strait influence on it, with the references to George Strait song titles. Easy Go is kind of referencing some George Strait songs, has of that very 90s era George, not 80s George, but 90s George kind of sound to it. I love the melody in this song. Easy Go was an early one that I was a big fan of his back in the day. So that's number 5 for me.
Number 4, I have Irish Road.
Damn it.
I like this song is a prime example of where sound and lyrics click. the sound makes the lyrics even better, and it is a very well written song.
I like the song too.
I love that song. Really a vocal showcase for him. I'm not gonna pick it now because Andy picked it. But yeah, that song's fantastic. I'm gonna go with Love Me Wild. Oh, that's my number 4. Another song I think we covered on the podcast. Maybe.
We did.
Yep. I mean, just fantastic. The best thing about Mikele Buck is when he comes out with new songs, they're all really good. And we've all seen him in concert, and we've all said the biggest knock on him is his songs are fantastic. We need more of them. And this is a quasi love song, and I'm down for it. Not all love songs are good, but it's a good one.
Number 4 for me is Balin Wire, his most recent single he's released. I'm a sucker for these types of songs where it's a country song where your grandfather is telling you life lessons, and this chorus kind of lists the things that you need to do this, you don't need to do that kind of thing. Work hard. Just those simple life lessons that you tend to learn from your grandparents. I'm a sucker for those types of things. I love the production on the song. Balin Wire was a newer one slipped in at number 4 for me.
My number 3 is Love Me Wild. As I said, I remember when we covered it, not typical song I would like, but this song sounds so good. It's impossible not to like it, even though that's not my go-to foray of lyrical content. Not that it's written bad or anything, it's just not my thing.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I really liked that song, but it wasn't my usual theme of a song that I'm drawn to.
Next one, Mama Didn't Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, fantastic song. I get it's Waylon Jennings, the Mama Tried song. I get like a heavy influence from that. I think that's Waylon Jennings, right?
No, you're thinking about you're referencing a Merle song, but
Merle Haggard. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Apologies. Don't get mad at me in the comments. I'm bad with names. But yeah, fantastic.
So for number 3, also picked Mama Didn't Listen. This one came out like 3 years ago. Big fan of this song, and I didn't take Mama Tried as being the reference here. I took it was Waylon's Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys. And I think that kind of ties into the hook of the song where it's like, Mama didn't listen to a damn word Waylon said, right? So that's, the Waylon influence is prevalent here. One, it's like this driving country song that kind of gets the blood flowing. But if you really listen to the mix, you hear the Waylon Jennings Telecaster tone played in it. And it just got my blood pumping, and I was like, fuck yeah. So Mama Didn't Listen made it for me too at number 3.
I'm wondering if we're going to have all the same top 2.
I think I might have a curveball for y'all.
I think you're not going to go with me on this. Well, my number 2 is With Me Now, the explicit one. I have a reason for it.
Where he says the F word.
Yeah, I've got a reason for this. The screeching fiddle at the beginning, hook, line, and sinker. This song fit. This came out in 2018. Fit so well because being a North Carolina guy in the song where red dirt songs about missing her. I mean, we're still 18, where I guess we're semi still new to the red dirt scene. That someone else is like, in the red fan of the red dirt scene from the same area was cool. And the line, because this also I may have participated with a buddy in this. The line for the explicit reason, gonna sit on this tailgate till I can't feel a fucking thing. And the other version says damn. And when you're singing the song, you say fucking and the song says damn, you just look kind of like an asshole. and pass out in the bed of my, and it ends with pass out in the bed of my truck. Me and old possible number one fan of the show, Cookie, got shit canned in the back of his truck. And luckily, we were beside my big truck, and I woke up right before I passed out and went and actually got in a real bed. Cookie slept in the bed of his truck the whole night. About the time this song came out.
This one barely missed the list for me, Andy, but I love that song too. Because you didn't even mention the line about sipping on some turkey. Because that used to be some shit that you remember one of our roommates,
Yep.
or one of our best friends to this day, he used to love some Wild Turkey 101.
Ooh, God.
As I said, though,
it's a brave thing to drink.
Jim Beam was my thing. I don't care about turkey at that time.
Jim Beam white label.
Hardcore white label Jim Beam guy.
Me and Andy would split some Jim Beam white label. Oh, gosh. You were slumming it.
I was poor.
So were we, but Jim Beam white label wasn't that bad.
Evan Williams green label in early times. Oof.
Ooh. All right, number 2.
So I don't really love this song, but I like it because it is a sexually explicit song done well. And that's Love You Down. It is not so over the top, and it's not very. It is a song that you can listen to with kids in the background, but if you're an adult, you know what he's talking about. It's Love You Down, and I got to give it to him. That it's hard to do. You can be very upfront about it. There was a John Party song that me and you had a very strong disagreement on. I'm blanking on the name of it now. That was just so
Reverse Cowgirl.
Yeah, Reverse Cowgirl. Yeah, it was so there, and I didn't like it because it was just right there. But Love You Down. It same gist, just not as so upfront about it. So I'm gonna give a nod to that.
So number 2 for me is another new one that came out in March of this year. That was a duet he did with a singer named Brooke Lee, named Broken Heart. This song I absolutely love, and the reason I love it is because if you look at the title, you expect it to be a heartbreak sad song. Then the song starts. He's got mid-tempo country production. You're like, I know where this is going lyrically, and then you don't, because it's a love song. And this is the kind of love songs I like, because it's a love song where it says they wouldn't have met each other if they both hadn't have been in the bar lonely and heartbroken. If things had been going well for one of them, the person they would have met would have been a different person. So just the story in this song on how they take the song title and the production almost tricks you at the beginning until you listen to it. Tells a good story of a couple meeting, and it has the kind of love song that's right up my alley. So that's one of the newer ones, Broken Heart by Mikele Buck and Brooke Lee, number 2 for me.
I did like that song, but I was reliving my whiskey drinking days throughout this list. So I'm assuming we're going to have the unanimous number 1 of In Came You.
Yeah. I figured.
This is best song by a mile.
Lyrically, this version of the song too, because the way this song sounds to me is fantastic. This is very up there. Probably when I say up there, there's a lot. This is a long list. This is probably maybe top 20 of my all-time favorite songs. That's how much I like this song. It is so well written. It sounds so good. And that's all I got.
I mean, the song hits on so many things. It's on the young man's dilemma of running around, living the wild and heavy life, even finding out who your real friends are. Everybody's there for a good time, but when you ain't providing a good time no more, they're not really there for you anymore. And then the whole song comes full circle when, it's very cliche, but it's very well done, where it's like the reverse of a Disney fairy tale. In comes a girl and fixes him to an extent. I love the guitar solo at the end of the chorus. Fantastic.
This
And
was number one for me too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just want to give an honorable mention. I didn't pick it because Andy picked it and fucked me. Irish Rose, but I love that song as well. But yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, this was number one for me too. Obviously, I love both versions of this song, Mikele Bucks and Tyler Hatley's. Tyler Hatley's was the first one I heard, so I've always kind of had a soft spot for both versions of these songs. But I love Mikele Bucks' version too, and it hooks me in right away with that right in your face in the mix pedal steel guitar. It's just my favorite instrument when done right, and this song does it right. And then the opening line, man, about I was lost in the bottle, swimming in the women, making up a new definition of sinning. Like, it's like Kyle says, it's the story of a lot of young man's rambling ways in the beginning. And this song tackles a topic that I typically don't like in country songs, where it's like saying, now I was a rough rider, rambling kind of man, and then I was changed because of a woman. I usually hate songs like that. This song does it well. And the songwriting of this song is fantastic. I know it was like 3 or 4 dudes that were involved in writing this one, Corey Hunt being one of them, but then it was like in the chorus right before he gets to the hook, he's like, and I had lines, but none that I should use. And then it's like, in came you. Fantastic song. If you haven't ever listened to Mikele Buck, I say it's number one. It's his most popular one on Spotify for a reason. Start with this one. Fantastic song. But yeah,
it dwells in the sad part of it.
Yeah.
The In Came You is the only part about it being a love song at all. Everything else is just about all the bad shit he's done.
Which is why I think this song did it better, to your point, Andy. Because like most of them are just like, they talk about how they have a verse dedicated to how rough they were, and then the girl comes in, and then the chorus is spent talking about how you'd be lost without your angel and blah, 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 blah. This one harps on the negative. It harps on the bad things, harps on the vices you had. And then there's one passing mention as to why things got better. That's how you do it, boys.
That's right.
If I could be mistaken, the song also could be about religion as well, couldn't it?
It wouldn't surprise me, no. Yeah. Like, seriously.
They could go either way.
That's a good take on it. Yeah.
Never saw that.
I had never thought about that either. That's a good point.
Because it could go either way. Because it could almost be anybody. Anybody or anything.
Yeah. I've never thought about that. That's a very good point, because there's no I just assumed it was about a girl, but there's no explicit like parts of the song that's saying it has to be about a woman coming into your life.
Makes sense where he talks about running with the devil. So yeah.
Even taught him some things that he didn't know.
Interesting, Andy. I hadn't thought about that.
It's very open-ended, which is one of my favorite things about songs, is when they left open-ended in this way, where it's not so open-ended that it's just an open sea, but it narrows it down enough, but still leaves more like 2 or 3 paths that it could go down.
Interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, it's not like Wilco open-ended where you don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's like, this is the story, who's the subject of the story kind of thing.
It's one of those test questions where it could be B or C. They're like 2 decimal points off, and you're like, oh, shit. What, did I get my math wrong?
For me, the answer was almost always yes. I got it wrong.
Yeah. Is it 3.1415 or 3.14.16?
I used to get so mad. Word problems.
You're like, shit. Which number did I not round up? God. Yeah, that's interesting. Very well said, Andy.
It's a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah. You changed my whole outlook on this 5-year-old
Seriously,
song
though. Yeah, I've been listening to this song for years with a specific story in mind, and now I'm kind of looking at it in a different light.
Andy, you stumped me.
Yeah.
You stumped me. Huh.
Andy's like, I did it. Kyle and Logan are speechless. Didn't think that was possible.
He's going to put it in his calendar, and then 1 year from now, he's going to be like, remember the time I stumped you out? No. It was on this day a year ago. You bastards.
And then he's going to be like, roll the damn clip, and he's going to play the clip of the show. But definitely we recommend Mikele Buck, one of North Carolina's independent artists that we've been a fan of for quite a while. You know, Kyle saw him play shows in college. Andy and I, after college, had gone and seen him open for Parker.
Yeah, I think I saw him open for Corey Smith.
Really?
I know I saw Corey Smith. It might have been that show.
That would make sense in that time period. Yeah.
Yeah. At the time, I only knew one Corey Smith song, but we went to see him because it was like $5 to see Corey Smith.
Yeah. Back then, it's like 50 now.
Yeah. I
Maybe
think it
like
was
40,
Corey Smith.
still.
I could be wrong. It was a blur.
Corey Smith I like, but I loved Corey Smith back in the era that I saw Corey Smith, because it's like the set list was of all the stuff that all my favorite songs of his, because I saw him back in 2014 or 15, and that was the era of Corey Smith that I was a huge fan.
Yeah.
So I'm in Lincoln, but
Yeah,
definitely check out Mikele Buck.
Saw him at a dive bar in college. Well, yeah, that probably was who he was with. I think so. Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Can't recall. I could be wrong.
Well, you know, in the description of this podcast, there's a link that says click here to leave us a voicemail. Let us know what you think about Mikele Buck. Definitely go check him out. Let us know what you thought about Corey Hunt. And if you got any recommendations for us of some guys in North Carolina that you think maybe we haven't heard or maybe we should cover, add us on X or Twitter or whatever it's called these days, or leave us a voicemail. We'd love to hear from you. Give us 5 stars, a great review, and click subscribe while you're at it on your way out. Check out the website, countryandcoldcans.com, for blog content and merch. For this episode of Country and Cold Cans, I am Logan, sitting here with Trucker Andy and Kyle. See you next time.
Take care, guys.